sometimes it takes a Gen 2 to get it right. And that is absolutely apparent with the 5.11 Skyweight series of backpacks. What's going on, Gideonstactical crew? Hope you guys are well. Getting some spring hiking in with my buddy Brian and testing out the most recent generation of 5.11's Skyweight packs. And when I first reviewed this pack with the first generation, I was not really impressed. Just didn't work for me, didn't use it, didn't like it. So when I saw that they had redesigned the Skyweight series of packs, I was like, all right, I want to give this a round two. Went out, picked one up. Now I've been using it for the last few months, and I'm going to explain and share with you where they get this right, if there are any areas where they still are missing the mark, so that you can hopefully determine for yourself if you're looking for better designed pack than just an average, like throw crap in the bottom and zip it up and hope it stays there. Design, we're going to see if 5.11 is able to really hit it out of the park with this new Skyweight generation. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Let's go ahead and dive on in and have some fun. All right, we made it back safe and sound. A little bit breezy here, but I found my Space Force Guardians of the Galaxy 5.11 patch. I've been looking for this thing. So that is gonna go blam right there on this guy. Okay, here's the deal. This is the really, like the elephant in the room. Did 5.11 fix the compression strap situation and the yoke situation? Those were two big factors with the original model. The original model had no adjustment for height. It was just like fixed yoke. The back pads were okay. There's nothing, like pro or con really there. The hip belt was really good, but it had no load lifters, and the compression straps were only at the very, very top of the pack. And the way that they designed the lid, when you compressed it, it made it this weird like mushroom head that was like so odd. It just made the whole pack, it was one of the weirdest looking packs I've ever seen. And the compression straps basically did nothing. So here's what they done. Fixed literally everything. Done everything that would want changed for a larger load-bearing pack like this, 35 liters from this model. That's what we're basically looking at today. There is the 25 liter, I will refer to that briefly, but this is all based off of a 35 liter experience. They not only now have adjustment points that you break the Velcro like many other packs, and then you can adjust it to really dial in the yoke how you want. The yoke itself, very dense, great breathable mesh everywhere, but very thick. And even the collar sections right there, the mesh versus like a rigid nylon or something like that. Excellent S contouring with lots of different attachments for either gear, or like the ports of your hose, say like right here. You got all your cut-ins so that you could do like a radio, knife, all sorts of stuff. Good sliding sternum strap. Now I prefer those to be attached to a ladder, but these stay in place with ambidextrous port hooks as well for those hoses, for your bladder hoses, and load lifters. Come on, let's go. Some load lifters right there. They did change this area right here, which I think is actually more contouring. It actually fits better at the small of your back. And then the dense hip belt right there, which yes, has the cutouts for MOLLE so that you could put a sidearm, you could put a fixed blade, you could put your own customizable pouches. I've done one of their, this might even be a Skyweight hip pouch. Like this is definitely big enough for my smartphone and like a pocket knife or, some other snacks, definitely a full day worth of snacks and stuff right there, lashing on the bottom as well. And then pull towards you straps. So all of those things coming together means a far superior ride experience over the original model. Like night and day difference to the model that I had, and now easily competes with well-established hiking brands like Osprey, Kelty. I mean, this is going head-to-head, toe-to-toe in comfort, modularity of adjustment, features, all of that, even the removable hip belt, which can go in tandem with the Skyweight chest pack. I'll touch on that a little bit later in the video, so stay tuned for that. But that aspect alone is big. That is a massive upgrade and ergonomically far superior, and they didn't change the price. I paid $200 for this model. That is what the original model was going for. And that was released like 4 years ago. And I'll try to have that popping up wherever I can. It'll also be in the description box below over to my affiliate links for 5.11. And then it does have a rigid frame, again, helping with the load bearing capability. Now, me personally, I've done up to about 30 pounds in this, no problem. Kind of forgot it was on my back. So it absolutely changes the whole experience, especially for me being a bigger dude, 6'2", 220 to 215, depending on the weekend. That aspect alone is very good to see. But what about those compression straps? Well, they have completely fixed it in 4 serious ways. 1, they've completely redesigned the bag. The pocket setup is completely different. The internal compartments are completely different layout that we're about to get to. So you don't get this weird mushrooming head like you used to. The second way is they lowered that top compression strap. You still get the V crossover, great for cinching down stuff, and has tons of real estate on that strap with a quick release, so that you are now, because it's about 1/3 of the way down the pack, actually compressing the bag. The third way, added compression straps on the bottom behind the water bottle pockets. Now you can compress the lower half of the bag where you weren't able to do that in the past. And then finally, the fourth way is giving us those compression straps on the bottom of the bag with plenty of real estate on those as well, allowing you to do a bedroll, tarp, things of that nature, or again, completely compressing it in those 3 locations so that it can become basically as flat as a board if there's not a lot of gear and you're just doing a high-speed low drag hike, or completely open it up. It allows me to get versatility that the old model just couldn't even touch. So far, we got 2 out of the 3 things that make any bag make sense or not, completely redesigned and actually working the way that we would want and expect out of this type of bag. But the final piece of the puzzle is carrying your gear, the compartments, the layout. On the front end here, we have the stuff pocket, very large mesh wings, and then the ripstop nylon in the center there. And that is great for stuffing out gear, raincoats, tarps, you know, whatever you're doing, sandals. Now, along with that, tons of lashing points everywhere. There are lashing points on this bag. And for someone like me who does have a lot of long, odd objects like hatchets that I'm testing, trekking poles sometimes, tripods, whatever, having axe loops and shock cord for your trekking poles and those type of lashing points on the exterior is extremely beneficial. So if you're like me and you lash a lot of stuff to the exterior that are kind of long, this has a lot of lashing options. Now, the 2 stuff pockets on the sides are extremely accommodating for gear, including 48-ounce Nalgene's. It can almost go all the way up to the top. That's over a foot in depth there. It can easily accommodate that for, say, my hard side swig rig with a 48-ounce Nalgene. Again, a 3-legged tripod on the opposite side, a big rod and reel, you know, whatever. It's going to be able to accommodate that, no problem. Then as we pivot, the first actual zipper pocket, YKK zippers throughout, excellent build quality with the ripstop nylon, the reinforced bottom, all of that. You're going to get a single zipper with a water hood, and that has a single side fleeced pocket, so great for eyewear. That's really what it's designed for. And you will find a big difference compared to a lot of other Ospreys, Kelties, you know, lots of different brands, whatever they are. This does not have a head or a lid. It has just 2 big dual running zippered compartments, and it will give you kind of this half opening. If you hit the compression straps, you can disconnect it, open it larger, and then you have a all the way to the bottom sleeved pocket with 2 meshed pockets, one having your key keeper. Excellent, always love seeing that. But you can organize the heck out of that with gloves and gear and beanies and all that. But that sliding pocket goes all the way down that you can get a hatchet, a fixed blade, a full-size survival knife, a full-size like fixed saw. Because of the size of the compartment, it goes all the way down to the bottom. Now, it's pretty narrow, so it's for narrower objects, but you can put that stuff all the way down in there, but it divides it from the main compartment, which is really nice when you are wanting to organize your gear more than most of those other bags, which are just gonna have one giant cavernous compartment, throw everything in there, it all falls to the bottom, and it's just not always the best. way to carry your gear. So this organizes that in a much better way when you have a lot of gear you want to carry and you want to divide it between that and the main compartment. Then we go to the main compartment. Again, running excellent YKK zippers. You open it up, it kind of acts like a little lid there on the compression straps. You can gain access to one of the zipper compartments. You disconnect it, the compression straps, and then it fillets all the way open to a full clamshell for giant access. I mean, this carries my huge camera cube, fleece, my survival kit, my med kit with extra room to spare, and it just gives you a lot of versatility with the organization inside. Now, there's one thing that they left out over the old model. The old model had an included rain fly. So that was a pocket at the bottom. You could stretch it over and give you some rain cover. That was a nice touch. I didn't mind that at all. This model has opted to not offer that. So if that's something that is important to you, of value to you, you will have to find one that fits and then buy that separate. Now, they have included up to a 3-liter water bladder sleeve on that main compartment as well with the hook, so you can easily attach that, hang it in an ambidextrous port so you can run the hose on right or left shoulders. Now, what about that chest pack and how it works in tandem with the removable hip belt? Now, the hip belt, being a load-bearing belt, can be disconnected. It's got Velcro. You pull it out. It works in tandem with the previously reviewed Skyweight chest pack series. So they have several chest packs. I'll link that video. They are, if you're looking for a sub-$100 chest pack option, you cannot go wrong with those. They got me into chest packs. They are excellent build quality and they just work, man. They are so good. And there are many variants. I'm, again, trying to pop so you guys have as many options to consider. But what's cool is that hip belt is designed to pass through the chest pack, turning it into a waist pack. So a lumbar bag. So now you can attach stuff to the hips and then have that chest pack now be on the back of your belt and on your back. And now you can go summit a peak if you want and leave the main pack at camp. Really well integrating the entire series. Here's my hot take. At $200 for this, and you guys have been seeing that orange pack, that's the larger one, but you can get the smaller versions as well. The largest one is $85 MSRP. So that's what I paid for both of these. So for under $300, you can get, in my opinion, probably one of the best do everything setups with extreme modularity around right now. That is flat out, having spent my hard-earned money on these pieces of gear, I would easily recommend these to anybody looking to have just kind of a one-and-done setup that is extremely modular. You could not go wrong. For under $300, you are going to be getting probably one of the best setups in that price range. Sure, you can spend more money and get even more modularity or certain ergonomic setups that might be slightly better, but for the average person wanting to go out in the outdoors, experience fishing, hiking, hunting, camping, whatever, and you want to have a pack that's going to carry your gear, give you lots of options, and have a chest pack to add to that versatility, that I think is just, I mean, it's just a no-brainer, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. And friends and family, other people who have been coming up to me asking me, I'd be like, do that and you will be set for years. In my personal opinion, that's based off of me and my mileage, but I want to know from you guys. What do you think about the Skyweight series, this update, the experiences with the chest packs and the backpacks and this new variation? If you have questions, I'll do my best to answer them in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys hanging with me today. I hope it's been fun, entertaining, but also giving you the info you need to make wise decisions on whether or not these pieces of gear make sense or not. Till next time, appreciate you guys. Always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.